Hey guys, I can't do it in front of you.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel.
You do it perfect. You did it so much better than me. Hi y'all.
Hey y'all.
I always say y'all. That's my thing.
Hey
I'm like,
y'all.
well, I guess I live in Georgia, so people need to know
So people
that
have to
geographically with
know.
my
I
accent.
say y'all.
Okay. I got a little,
Get it?
a tiny. We're not gonna talk about the change of outfit because I looked like a painter the entire time I did her makeup and nobody told me. Face painter. Okay. This is real.
Yes,
This is
we're doing it. We're doing it.
Okay.
We're doing it. Go.
This is my friend Ashlenn, and she has agreed to let me paint her face today. I thought it would be like a fun change up because everyone's sick of seeing my face, obviously, and Ashlenn has very different features than I. Her eye shape, her...
What?
I'm sorry! Hey, my boobs are not the ones that are out. So
Censored.
I don't have boobs, that's why. You couldn't see them even if they were out.
Even if you tried.
Is that something on the screen? Oh, it's her nipple. It's fine. I honestly just think that she's prettier than me, so I wanted to do her makeup. So for this look, we went super glam, obviously, because if you're gonna do it big, you know what I'm saying? For those of you who don't already know, I brag about Ashlenn all the time. She is my hairstylist. She is a hairstylist at Ara Salon, hair and makeup. She has been with me through
It all.
Not only my life times and tragedies, but also my hair. She has taken me from black
To
red
to
to
yellow.
blonde to Haley Williams.
To yellow.
I really like this idea of having different people come in and out of my channel because I don't want this to be just a one-stop shop. I feel like you're just making fun of me the whole time.
I'm just smiling.
So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on this glitter, soft, kind of cut crease, wing, slay, vamp look. If you would like to keep up with both of us, you can follow us on Instagram. I will link both of ours down below. It is sneakylouise and Ashlenn CREE. Anyways, stay tuned for this tutorial and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks. Bye. Bye-bye. It's like the Disney wave, like bye-bye now. And then you push it away. It's for the intro.
The both of us.
Baby, it's a blessing.
Well, we barely made it through that one. Anyways, welcome. Here's Ashlenn. We're super excited to get started. First, I'm going to moisturize her face with a little bit of SPF moisturizer mixed with a drop of Mario Badescu oil. She's not necessarily dry, but she was having just some skin issues today, and I didn't want dead skin to be a problem for us. So just pressing that into her skin and then moving on, I'm going to start with her brows using the Anastasia brow definer as always. I am just tracing that underline, filling in the hairs, and then kind of making the shape that I want. I wanted to go a little bit bolder than she does just because I wanted to be a little switch up for her. And then always going back with my spoolie and making sure it looks, you know, quote, natural. Then I'm just going to run through it with some Anastasia brow gel to glue them down. Then I am picking up some MAC Prolongwear concealer and with a Sigma flat definer brush. And I'm just gonna carve those brows out a little bit more, fix any mistakes. That's the beauty of doing the brows first, is you can just go back and erase anything that you didn't like. Then I am going to bring that concealer down on her lid. It is going to serve as our primer today. Then I am setting it with some white eyeshadow. This is from the Lorac Pro palette, but you can use whatever eyeshadow you would like. Focusing most of the pigment at the top of her arch and bringing it down onto the lid. Then I am picking up this 441 blending brush by Morphe with Peach Smoothie. I know that's super shocking, but so essential for any look. It is such a good transition shade. And I'm just focusing this all in her crease, just kind of messily because we don't have to be precise yet, and we will later, so why not live it up while we can. I'm focusing that in her crease and mainly on the outer third per usual, even though we're going to cover it up with eyeshadow later. It's important to have your client, or even yourself, to open your eyes and get a look at what their eyes look like when they're looking forward. Sometimes you can get lost in doing the eyeshadow with their eyes closed and then be shocked when they open their eyes how much you really see of it. So it just gives you a better idea of what their eye shape is really doing. So I'm adding Creme Brulee and also a little bit of Coco Bear. I switched out my brush for a MAC 217, which is just a little bit smaller goat hair brush, and just packing and patting that into that outer third and then sweeping it in the crease lower than the other orangey shades. Then going back and just making sure our lines are flawless. So I'm a complete idiot and somehow didn't film the most important part of the look, which is this amazing gold eyeshadow, Kathleen Lights by ColourPop, but I basically just applied it with a 242 and helped carve out that crease a little bit and make it more defined. So I'm sorry, hate me, love me, accept me. Moving on to eyeliner, I am using Maybelline's Blackest Black Gel Liner. And while I am a huge fan of this liner, I feel like I could do better. I've been settling for it for a while, but dealing with this glittery eyeshadow and this liner was interesting. It just did not want to cover up this foiled eyeshadow. Anyways, making my wing, I went from the bottom corner to the tail of her brow, made the shape, and then just filled it in. And we got a little excited about it today, but that's okay. I mean, if you're gonna do it, you might as well really do it. Am I right? So once I have put on a little bit of mascara, I am going in with Ardell Demi Whispies. I love these lashes. I feel like they're the perfect marriage of natural and also glam, and I feel like my clients always feel really good in them. And I'm just pressing them together with a little bit more of mascara, not going through the lashes. Then I have a little bit of moisturizer on the tip of a Q-tip, and I am wiping away anything that may have fallen down. Then I'm going in with some green concealer just to cover up any redness, blemishes, or problem areas that she is dealing with right now. We all have issues with hormonal redness, especially around our chin and nose. That's okay. It is totally natural. We just deal with it. Then I tried to go in with some foundation and realized it was way too dark, but that's okay. We just wiped it off. Like, that was my palest shade, guys. And so I had to switch to the NARS Skin Tint. And then I also added in some concealer to kind of make it a cooler tone and put a little more yellow in it because her skin tone is very different than mine. So I had to play around with it and make the perfect little cocktail for her. So I am proceeding to dab that into her skin with a beauty blender as always. I just can't get away from this method. I feel like it's beautiful, but sometimes I will pick up my big buffer brush and just pat some more foundation in the areas I want more fuller coverage, and then I'll go back with the beauty blender and smooth everything out. I just feel like this gets you that airbrush finish that everybody wants. Then I am picking up that Prolongwear concealer by MAC on a Sigma brush, and I am cutting that wing. This is the beauty of makeup, guys. If you mess up, you can just literally erase it with concealer. It's amazing. I think people get so scared to try different things, and it's really okay. We all fail before we succeed, let me tell you. Kind of like when I'm stabbing the beauty blender in my client's eyes. It's fine. So I am going in to highlight her face, down the bridge of the nose, on her chin, and in the middle of her brows and forehead, just to bring a little bit more light and evenness to her face. I was pretty excited that I feel like I still highlighted, even though she is so pale. I feel like sometimes that's a little bit of a struggle. Now I am baking, not cookies, but under eyes with some MAC translucent powder. It's not my favorite, but it was way cheaper than the Laura Mercier, if you know what I mean. So we're dealing with it. I am just packing that on with a beauty blender in all the places that I want to make sure stay put and highlighted. Then I'm going back over everything with a little bit of MAC Studio Fix powder just to make sure that everything is going to apply really smoothly. Now going in with this MAC 135 brush to warm up the face and contour with, I am using the Hoola bronzer by Benefit, which is my absolute favorite, especially on clients because it looks beautiful on any skin tone. Ashlenn, who is very fair, me who's very tan, it works for everyone. As you can see, I tapped her forehead there. We were under a bunch of bright lights and it was kind of hot, and I wanted to make sure there wasn't any leftover moisture that the bronzer would stick to and look really patchy. Then I'm getting a smaller brush. This one is just by Crown. I got it in my Ipsy bag not too long ago, and really redefining any points that she wanted to look chiseled, like the jawline and in the hollows of her cheeks. You know the drill. Then I am going to wipe away that bake and just reveal some brighter under eyes. Then we are going to move on to blush. I am using an E4 by Morphe to pack on some Melba blush. And excuse our bust out of laughter because it was so loud in our apartment when... There it is. These guys were working on the refrigerator at our apartment and went from Beyonce to banging real quick. And it kind of freaked us out a little bit. Not to mention, I can't fathom what they thought we were doing over here underneath a bunch of lights and cameras. Anyways, moving on, I am just cutting that contour even more perfectly. Again, this is the beauty. We can just erase what we mess up on, but we definitely don't want any bronzer below that line from the top of our ear to the corner of our mouth, or else that will defeat the purpose. Then I am going in and just trying to lightly contour her nose a small amount, and I am putting a little bit underneath her pout just to push out her lips a little bit more, and moving on to the under eyes as I stab them with this amazing brush by Morphe. This is the E14. I love this pencil brush because it's so fat and it just does the job for you, especially under eyes when you don't want to be sitting there forever. So I'm just layering those eyeshadows that we used on her lids, Peach Smoothie, Creme Brulee, Coco Bear, layering them. And then I also picked up a little bit of Embark by MAC and just put it really closely to her lash line as I'm going to put kohl liner there and we want to have something to diffuse it into. And as you see, I am having to go back and just blacken up that eyeliner. Once again, it would not cover, but I think I got it. Then wiping away that bake. To top it off with some highlight, this is Becca Cosmetics Jaclyn Hill Champagne Pop. As always, I'm sorry, I just can't stay away. It really is so beautiful and so perfect, again, on everyone. I feel like a bunch of products that I used look really good on everyone because that's typically what I gravitate towards when I'm doing clients' makeup. So then I am just going to put some mascara on her bottom eyelashes and try not to stab her in the eyeball. Then to finish off the look, I am going to go in with Jeffree Star's Unicorn Blood because why not? I mean, you've probably figured out by now that doing the most is one of my things. So I'm going to switch that wand out for this brush and just perfectly define her lips, and that is the finished look. I turned Ashlenn to a glamazon, whether she likes it or not. And thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks. Bye.